the best things in life are free. Like what? Subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, giving this video a thumbs up, and most of all, spending time with loved ones. But apart from those three things, what else is free? Street food in Istanbul, that's what. And today we're going to go around the city sampling some of the best freebies the Turkish metropolis has to offer. Some of these will be sweet, some savory, some wet, some dry. But all of them are extremely delicious and reflect the melting pot of cultures that make up this beautiful country. So grab your reusable face mask, sanitizer, Konya, and let's jump right into it. Starting off our tour is one of my absolute favorite snacks ever, Turkish Delight or lokum. You might have tried this before, but did you know that the original and the best place to get it is in Kahramanmaraş? Well, not in Kahramanmaraş, but in Istanbul. This is where the candy was brought, after it was invented in the 18th century by the Kahramanmaraş confectioner. And since then, it's been a local specialty, especially in the Balık and Fatih districts, where the shops are still family-run, and the recipe hasn't changed much over the years. So if you want to try the real thing, head over there. But until then, you can find many varieties here in Galata Port. The most popular flavor is salep, which tastes like vanilla, and the one that packs the most punch is the rose-flavored ones. It's really fun to chew on this, and I could eat it forever. Next up, we have another Turkish classic, the sesame cracker known as Simit. You probably recognize the round shape and the way it has seeds sprinkled on top. They're usually sold by men who make them fresh and chant as they walk through the streets. As they're walking, they roll the dough with a special technique so that the shape stays intact. And they also ensure it doesn't stick to their hands by covering them in water and flour. Now, depending on the region, the ingredients vary. Some add butter, others add milk, or even cheese. But at the end of the day, all you need is a good amount of salt to really bring out the nutty flavor of the sesame. They're great for breakfast and definitely help me wake up in the morning. If you want something sweeter, we have an absolute must-try dessert called helva. This comes in various flavors and textures, but the one that truly stands out is the one made with orchid seeds. It tastes like coconut and has this chewy texture that just melts in your mouth. It's hard to describe the taste, but once you try it, you'll understand why it's so highly regarded in Turkish cuisine. In fact, they take it very seriously, so much so that there's an entire festival dedicated to it in Kahramanmaraş. I wasn't able to go because it happened right after the big earthquake, but hopefully it's still going strong. Speaking of desserts, we couldn't forget about kadayif, which is similar to baklava in the sense that it uses layers of dough and nuts. However, instead of being cooked in oil or butter, kadayif is made in a special oven that gives it a crunchy and almost crispy texture. And although it's normally filled with pistachio, walnuts, or almonds, this one has something extra special. If you look closely, you'll see there's cheese inside. It's not your normal mozzarella or cheddar, but a salty and crumbly Turkish delight. You can only get it in certain regions, like Kahramanmaraş and Antakya. So the fact that I can find it here in Istanbul is a true blessing. And speaking of blessings, how can we talk about Turkish street food without mentioning the king of them all, the mighty manish? This is the Turkish pizza, and it's available any hour of the day. So if you're hungry, chances are you'll find someone selling it around. Unlike the Italian version, it's not deep fried, but rather baked in a stone oven. This one comes stuffed with melted cheese, salsa, and even French fries. Look, don't ask questions, just enjoy the fact that someone had the brilliant idea of putting fries on a pizza. As you can imagine, it's quite heavy, but it's also worth every calorie. Don't worry if you don't feel like sharing though, because it's big enough to share, so get ready to eat like a king. But not everyone is so lucky. And while eating, there are many people who live on the streets. That SY at S, always nice to give back and show our gratitude for the hospitality. They've shown us over the years. You never know when you might need help, and it's always good to pay it forward. Of course, if you do give money, be cautious and don't get scammed. Sadly, there are many scammers preying on foreigners, but that shouldn't stop you from doing something nice. If you do want to donate, I recommend giving money to official organizations that actually help the people in need. After this little detour, let's get back to the tasty tour with a treat that might surprise you. Rice pudding? Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't your grandmother's rice pudding, although it does have rice, milk, and sugar. But that's about where the similarities end. Turkish rice pudding, or sadalak, is denser, creamier, and tastes more like eggnog than anything else. The secret ingredient that makes it so special is the orchid seeds, or salep. And it's funny how one little seed can change the entire dish, but that's why chefs take such great pride in cooking with them. Or maybe they're just crazy. I don't know. What I do know is that it tastes absolutely divine, and it's one of my favorite desserts of all time. It's perfect after a meal and will keep you full and satisfied. Plus, it's high in protein and fiber, which means you can eat it guilt-free. Now, if you prefer something cold, we have an excellent selection of ice cream. And no, this isn't gelato. Although it is made with milk and sugar, its main ingredient is salep, and that's what gives it its fluffy yet creamy texture. It lasts all day long and doesn't melt, making it perfect for hot summer days. Plus, they make really cool shapes like the cone, the cup, and even the famous Turkish ice cream, the one that looks like a flower. That's because the chef is using a special technique that involves twisting and flipping the cone. It's so precise that only experts can make it, and the result is something truly unique and unforgettable. Just don't be surprised if it takes a few attempts to eat it though. Moving on, we have a snack that's so simple yet so satisfying: roasted chickpeas. These are actually a common sight in many countries, especially in the Middle East and North Africa. But here in Turkey, they're taken to another level. The secret is in the spices. Usually cumin, chili powder, and sumac, but it varies from region to region. What's certain is that they're crispy on the outside, fluffy on the inside, and dippable. And although they're often eaten alone, they also pair well with other snacks, like chips or pretzels. They're healthy, filling, and super easy to carry around. So if you're looking for a quick bite to eat, roasted chickpeas are the way to go. Plus, they come in a variety of flavors. You can get the plain ones or the spicy ones. But if you want to get fancy, there are even chocolate-covered ones. Yes, really. Last, but certainly not least, we have frozen lemonade. This is the perfect drink for hot summer days, and it's easy to spot. Just look for the carts with the red awning. They blend lemons, water, and sugar, and pour it into tiny plastic cups. It's refreshing, sweet, and really hydrating. So if you're feeling thirsty, this is a must-try. So there you have it, 9 amazing freebies you can find in Istanbul. There are obviously many more, and I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Also, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.